Anybody in your group have a different idea? Something else you want to share? Okay, let's move the microphone back to one table. No, no, it's for you.
I talked with my colleague here. He's a PE teacher.
Right.
So he's talking about conducive classrooms, but he's teaching PE. So he said, we should have an indoor stadium, he said. Because if the students will study in the hot area, the students doesn't like to study in the hot area, for example, and they would not like to study PE. So that's it for him.
Right.
And then for mine is also conducive learning place. Like for example, in our school, we have multi-medias, equipped multimedias in all classrooms. But you see, in different classrooms, like for example, for primary K, they have equipped, like they have different things in the classroom, different areas, like for example, area for meeting, sitting down, whatever they have. But in a secondary classroom, it's different. It's only multimedia there and the chairs. Okay, so when you enter the classroom, it's quite like a boring already. All you can see is only the multimedia, and that's all.
So you say that for a good atmosphere, you need multimedia. Is that right? Is that
We have already. We have.
Right.
Yeah, but something is lacking inside. Yeah, it's only chairs and multimedias in there. Something is lacking. The atmosphere is not complete. Like, I don't know. It's like an empty space over there. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like when you enter, oh, it's quite boring already. Even the students feel like that too.
Right. What's missing? What would make it better?
I'm thinking maybe they have also.
Ours ties up with that. It's exhibiting students' work, so actually having the face
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. And they have lockers, but they should have like glass thing in there with their works.
Groups or like different tables for maybe different activities.
Yes, something like that. Like, I don't know, something's missing really. Yeah.
Pass the microphone back.
Yep.
What's your idea?
The first thing is the classroom should be clean and tidy. Have a good light, air, and good smell. No smell of salt and smell of something bad.
There's a rat.
And no rat, no mouse in the classroom. Right? And and like Miss Mary said, the classroom should set like that several learning area like book center, math center, English center, and the important thing is good relationship between teacher and students. Done. No one understand what I said, right?
We understood.
I gotta sing. No.
We'll let Ms. Anusha have a try.
Okay, thank you. Our group just like seems like we want to conclusion from the before three groups. 2 points we want to mention. The first one is the relationship between the teacher and the student, because that is the core problem. Like different teacher and the student relationship will lead the different results. Like in Thailand, most the teacher, like government school, most of the teacher they want to keep like a high place than the student, and they just give the student much stress. So the student only like they were forced to study something, and so this is lower their motivation to study and lower their creative idea. And I think in other country, I don't know how about for America, in British or England or some. But in my country, the teacher always keep the relationship with the student. Like the teacher, they are their like lecturer, friends, parents, and sister, brother together. Like if the student they have any question, they can ask the student, or they can debate some things with the teacher together. That is the relationship between the teacher and student. Another point that is about the class atmosphere. Like I think before 1 year ago or 2 years ago in our school, the school provide each subject teacher their own classroom, and they can do some decorate for that subject in the classroom, such as like the student they can make some bulletin boards about their subject, and it's very readable things or information over there. And in the free time, the other student they maybe are interested to read them, and it should be always change. Like each the student they can work in their group, and they change the bulletin board information every week, or they can make some competition that is can motivate them.
Very nice. Now, dear, 3 years ago when you were in my class, why was your English nowhere as good as it is today? Before I would ask you a question, I would get a one-word answer. Now I can't keep you quiet. We've heard a lot of ideas. Does anybody have something they want to add that's different, that's new? Okay, you have an idea. Good.
I'm an art teacher, and I think I like museum.
You like museums?
Museums, yeah. Because when I took students to the museums or exhibition hall, first I have lots of examples of the real artwork. So they can look up to the real artwork. They keep quiet by themselves. I don't need to make them quiet at all. They have their own arrangement between groups. They can find them groups very easily without my help even. I can have activity like critics of these artworks, and even auctions if possible. And later they became designer because they think how they can use this artwork. So it means like, how can I apply this to my classroom? It means my classroom must have maybe even additional budget from administration to make me do this as much as possible better. Like I remember a long time ago we have budget for the teacher can buy books for his own, I mean I buy books to the have in my room, like some catalogs maybe, or maybe even magazine I want to have. And that's a good idea for administrator to have a budget for the teacher to spend for the decorate their rooms according to their lessons. Thank you.
Great. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I think the most important thing in the classroom is to know who is the owner, who is the boss of the class. All right. So there are two ways to do this. You can be a fierce teacher who walks into every class to shout at the students when they ill behave, or you can have your own class and you make sure that the students coming in are the visitors. They are your students. They are using your class, and they should know what and how to behave in the class, cleanliness-wise, discipline-wise, and maybe even the teacher who's in charge of this one class all by himself or herself, like what Ijia has said, can get the students to be involved in the class, to design bulletin boards, to have competitions amongst groups. It is so much better than to have to go to visit a student's class to teach, and you walk in and hi, I'm your teacher for this period, only for this period. After this period, another teacher comes in, it's his rules again. Okay, you can do what you want in his class, but not the same in my class. All right.
Okay, good.
We were talking that a good classroom environment has three elements: the teacher, the students, and the facilities. We agreed to have a clean classroom and no electronic devices in the classroom. And the students must be prepared for the class. They should have everything, the books that they need, if they need to make posters, all the facilities, and everything working well in the classroom. Sometimes there is an audio system not working very well, and we lose time for that.
Right. Okay, so they need all the materials, all the resources. Both of you are scared to say it, right?
Well, to sum up what a lot of people have said is consistency in all those parts. So with a teacher being, like the first group was saying, the teacher being fun or whatever, but being consistent in the teacher's behavior and mannerisms and things like that. And then summing up also the physical part of the classroom is a place for exhibiting students' work, because they were saying that the classroom seemed to be lacking something, like not color, but more.
We're beginning to sound a little bit like a convention of Mr. Chips and Mary Poppins. These are still kids, and kids need to have a sense of consistency and order and structure, and they need to know who's in charge. And the minute you relinquish that, you've got no chance for an effective functional classroom.
Let me take it. Hit upon the key thing that I was looking for, and that is the question of power. Now, someone mentioned it. I think you mentioned it as well. And the idea is, who holds the power? Is it the students? Is it the teacher? Okay. And I look at it. Let me put a nice little drawing on the board for you.